Samantha, can you hear me? Ethan, can you hear me?
Maybe I can hear you very loud and clear.
Can you see me? I cannot see you.
Huh?
Can you see me? I can see you, I cannot see
I can
myself.
see you there, but you cannot see me.
I'm looking at that. Okay, okay.
Hey, sweet. You look so lovely. Hi, sweet. You look so...
Hi, Samantha. Can you hear me now?
Right now. Welcome to day 2 of the Growth and Wealth Roundtable. How many of you have been to join us since day one? Type in 1 in the chat if you were here in day one. If you're just joining us for day 2, type in 2 in the chat. It would be great to see who has joined us in day 1 and in day 2. Okay, great to see all of the ones coming in. All right, plenty of you have come in since day 1. Welcome back once again to the Growth and Wealth Roundtable. We're going to have an exciting day today because we're going to go a lot deeper into all of the different strategies to really succeed in the world, the economy, and the crazy pace of AI that we are in right now. And my question to you is, especially for those of you who attended in day 1, have you gained massive value? Type in value in the chat if you have gained massive value, especially when you have joined us in day 1. Great, good seeing all of the value coming into the chat right now. Awesome. And if you happen to be joining us on the live stream right now, be it on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever potential channel out there, make sure you join us in this webinar room so that you can interact together with us. Our panel of experts will be able to answer your questions live as well. The link is scalendo.com/TGWR, the Growth and Wealth Roundtable. That's scalendo.com/TGWR. The link should either be in the description or in the comments where you be able to click into it, register, and get your Zoom link to join us in this exclusive webinar session. Because just to do a quick recap for those of you who missed out on day one, we had Vince Tan, the founder of World Masterclass, share with us how is it that we can start thinking and building our solo empire in the age of AI. All right. And of course, remember, for those of you who joined us live yesterday and who will be joining us live today up until the end of the session today, you will also be entitled to an exclusive bonus, digital bonus, thanks to Vince Tan. This is called the New Playbook of Wealth in the age of AI, right? How many of you are excited for that? Type in AI in the chat if you're excited for the New Playbook of Wealth in the Age of AI by Vince Tan. Awesome. Great to see all of the AIs coming into the chat, because as you can see within our community, we are all innovators, and we are pioneers where we adopt the latest tools, strategies to push ahead towards new beginnings. And one of the things we shared yesterday was, in the turbulent times that we are in the uncertainty that we're in, if we are not taking control of our lives, of our futures, where we are building it, then it's as easy as just allowing fate to take us where it may be, right? So it's time to take back control of our lives, of our destiny, and to start carving out, especially when we've got all of these wonderful AI tools and all of these wonderful experts to guide us as well. Because other than Vince Tan, we also had Dr. Rebecca Lee, who shared with us the recalibration code, how to identify the different signals and to plug in the leaks within our energetic system so that we are aligned and moving forward. And we also have Peter Wiss, who shared with us on the secrets of business intelligence. How do we think about building our business within the context of AI nowadays? Where do we start, right? And it all comes down to business intelligence. And Albert also shared with us the 6 secrets when it comes to building our income. What is it that we need to do? With the example of the Aboy Nasi Lemak store, he shared with us the importance of understanding how to read our numbers within our businesses. But, it can be extended to our lives as well. And Terence Tan, who will be sharing with us today, he shared with us the opportunity that is revealing itself daily in the markets right now, where even within a turbulent market, how is it that you can profit with daily options income? And you don't want to miss out on that. Terence Tan will be coming up later on, sharp at 8, to share with you that strategy and insights. And of course, we also share with you that is important not only to make money, but to keep money as well. How do you manage the boogeyman that is the tax man? Lei Bing shared with us yesterday as well on the 3 keys to optimizing your taxes. And also we had a Kelly who's a TCM traditional Chinese medicine expert who shared with us on menopause by design. How do the ladies within our community reignite their energy and their health and well-being through traditional Chinese medicine? And we had Richard, our in-house architect, teaching us how to think like an architect to plan and design our lives. And of course, Samantha also shared with us sales strategies to start bringing in that kaching, that money into our income with the new psychology of selling. And we also had Max to share with us how is it that we can start being discovered in our world today with the help of Scalendo. And I also shared with you some insights on AI as well to start building out your own systems. All right. So, how many of you agree that that was a lot that we covered yesterday? Type in yes in the chat if you agree that there was a lot. Okay. And, today, there will be a whole lot more to share with you. And we are going to go deeper and deeper and deeper today, because in today's session, we will be sharing with you how to go from invisible to discoverable. And not only that, for those of you who are parents within our community, how is it? Okay, how is it that you can bring up your children to successfully navigate the crazy, crazy world that we are in today? And following after that, we have Kamala, who will be sharing with us how to build our success without burnout. And the main man for today's session will be Terence Tan, who will be starting at 8 o'clock, teaching you how to tap into his automated daily options income strategy to monetize via options trading in the current marketplace, even if it means that the market goes haywire thanks to one man's tweet. All right. So to kick off this session, are you ready to learn? Type in ready in the chat if you are ready and excited to learn how to grow your wealth and overall well-being today. Awesome. Ready. Great to see all the readies coming in. Kicking off, we have Sri, right, who will be sharing with you how to be from invisible to discoverable, tapping into her years and years, in corporate and building systems and building up teams to not only succeed productively, but also to be found as well. All right. So without further ado, let's give a warm round of applause to Sri.
Hi, Jingyu. Let me just share my screen. Share. Okay, can you view my screen? All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Jingyu, for the wonderful, warm introduction. And I would like to thank you everyone for being here at the Growth and Wealth Roundtable. Today, we're going to be talking about how to go from invisible to indispensable by building your online presence that works while you sleep. Okay. And my name is Sri Lata Srikantan. You can call me Sri. The name is a bit long. So just keep it short for your memory. Okay. Now, let me start with telling you a short story. Okay. I met a brilliant property agent. Okay. And a few years ago, when I met him, he said he was selling pretty much property around the PJ area. Okay. And his client absolutely loved him. And he was really, really good when it comes to first time buyer. People will refer him and he will get some clients. He will go and see them. And 20 years when he had been doing this, his closing rate was exceptional. But every single client that he worked with him, They will refer some clients. There will be sometimes 2 people, sometimes there's 3 people that get referred to, right? However, at every single time, he'll be sitting at his kitchen table around 11 p.m. at night. He'll be busy either replying the message, or he will be busy warming up with the leads. He'll be busy rescheduling some of the appointments. And he realized that it is not consistent, and there is so much of effort he needs to put in. This was fine earlier. The referral mechanism probably worked. But today, when I asked him, you are getting referrals, you are getting business. So what's the problem here? And his answer to me was, Sri, sometimes I have clients being referred to me, and some months I have none. And my earnings is not consistent. And I have to be there in order for me to earn the money. If I'm not there, I am unable to earn the money as well. So one of the key things is, despite his being loved by his client, he could not bring in a consistent income. All right. So in terms of, if you really look at him, he's not a bad agent. He's a hardworking guy. He's putting all his effort. And the only thing that was missing, people could not discover him through online presence. The only way he was being referred is if he met people, and if people remembered him, and if people were referring to him, then he was getting his clients, right? So now, how do we change this? Okay. Most business that stays small, they are not bad business, right? They are actually pretty hardworking people. They are good business. They have their own unique value proposition that they bring, like our friend here. He is really good in terms of targeting for his property for first home buyers, right? Instead of getting scammed, instead of not knowing the criteria, he could advise very well. But what was missing for him, he was just impossible to find. And in today's era, this has even changed in much faster rates, right? What we are going to be seeing is, yesterday, Ching Yu mentioned that we had all our speaker colleagues that has given you various topics. They are the engine for your business, right? But today I'm here for you to give you in terms of what it means to open the door for your own visibility for your own business. Okay, we are talking about the front door, the entry. Okay, now imagine this. You can have wonderful business. You can be excellent authority in your space. You can be famous in terms of the area of work that you are doing. But in today's life, everybody starts with online. Everybody search you for online. And even worse, now with the AI era, people already do the comparison. They already do all the homework using AI, right? But when they punch in, and if they can't find you, you are already lost. Okay? Now, as we mentioned, 20 years ago, a referral system would have been great. Today, it is no longer working. For the same reason why I mentioned, buyers search and they also compare before they even call you. So let me ask you, how many of you can resonate with this? Say yes. Because today there are a lot of tools out there that there is AI. It does all the pre-homework, and the buyer's journey has completely changed. Now, what we're going to see is the AI do decide in terms who show up first. The algorithm, the Google, the Facebook, the Meta, the Instagram, they all have their own algorithm. And now AI can also compare among them and tell you all the information it requires when you are taking this buyer's journey. So all of us buy products, we all buy services, we all shop for things, right? Put yourself into the same shoe. And when you're putting yourself into the same shoe, you will also notice that it is no longer the same. The era has changed where people refer you to where people are just looking up for everything online, right? And it has changed so much in terms of even whether to decide whether you are a thought leader in your space, people search. Whether you are an authority figure in the space, people search online. People might search onto your LinkedIn profile to say like, hey, is this person really as professional as they claim to be? Let's see, who are they networked with, right? All this happens even before the buyer starts the journey, right? And one of the most important part in buyer's journey is awareness. People need to know that I exist, the business exists, you exist, your business exists, right? It's not about you're not an expert. You probably are expert. You probably are the professional in your field. What is missing is what is your front door, okay? Now, as I mentioned, if you are invisible, you are never in the race, right? So if AI were doing the comparison and it pulled up you as part of the algorithm, it pulled up your page as part of the services being offered, fantastic. That's the first step, right? You need to appear first. So in today's world, in order for you to be able to create the magnitude to surface between all the competitors, you need to make sure that you build your authority. Okay? Now, let's see. So now it is no longer the question of, am I good in what I do? Isn't that true? All of you here who have business, would have started your business, or would you want to aspire to become a business person if you wasn't good in what you do? Say yes, I am good in what I do. And what you actually want to look for is the question to say, hey, how would people find me, and how I will stay above compared to the rest of them, right? This is what we're going to be covering tonight, okay? What we want to do is we want to cover from invisible to become discoverable. And once you are discoverable, you are already in the race. And once you are in the race, what we want to be able to do is to turn your visibility into a value, right? Once you have value, when you close the deal, it becomes revenue, okay? So in order for you to be able to have a business that works, you want the business to run even while you are asleep. Why wouldn't that be wonderful? If you think it is wonderful to have a business while you are asleep, when you wake up and you get the deals, type 1. Okay? Fantastic. All right. So the framework is very simple. Okay? The framework is what is common, but remember, you are you, Your unique value proposition is your unique value proposition. You are special because you have something special to offer. All right. Now, you don't have to be techie, right? In today's AI world, it has become a plain layman who can get this set up. Okay. What you need is your digital shop. Okay. When we talk about your digital shop, what we are talking about is every shop will require three things. Okay. We need three things in order for us to start making money. All right. Who want to know? Say no. All right. Number one, your digital shop is your key in order for you to find yourself, right? We don't want anything funky. We want something simple, one pager where it says who you are, what do you solve, how to reach me, right? For as a property agent, just now we saw, it's an example to say, I help my first time home buyer in Selangor to find their dream home without getting scammed. Simple, straightforward, and exactly to the point. Okay. Now, number two.
Hey, it looks like Okay, it looks like we just lost Sri over there. How many of you have gotten some insights from Sri sharing just now, right? Type in yes in the chat if you did on the importance of being invisible and then, bringing yourself out to be visible. All right, so great to see the yeses coming in, and not to worry, okay, because of these technical challenges. I'm sure Sri will be able to come back in a moment.
Hi,
All right,
hi.
Sri.
I'm going to share my screen again. I apologize. We are just getting there. There we go. Screen, entire screen. Share. Are we back again? There we go. Thank you so much, Inyu. All
Can,
right.
can we share the other screen? Right now we are seeing the notes. Yeah.
Are you able to see the presenter view? Just give me a second. I'm going to stop share.
Okay, so while Sri is getting that set up, I see Richard saying Sri is now invisible and now visible. Awesome. Okay. All right, we'll put the spotlight back onto you, Sri.
All right, there you go. Okay. All right. So where were you? Okay, so we were talking about the conversation to be able to hold your customers, correct? When it comes to digital, you can't follow your customer back home, but the beauty when it comes to online digital shop, you can actually follow them back, right? So now you have given them a free guide. In return, you have got their contact detail. Ideally, it's a WhatsApp or even email. And then what do? We basically will follow up automatically. We just need to configure automation and it does the follow up automatically. Now, going to step number 3. Once you already have that conversation, once you started building up, warming up with your client, when the time comes, you want to make it simple. You would have heard the acronym people usually use, right? KISS. KISS is nothing but keep it simple, stupid, but then we want to be smart about it. So we're going to be smart in this. What we want to do is to take your cash register. We want to give them one link, and all you want them to do is book your time. There is no, oh, should I schedule it on Monday or Tuesday? Are you available? Are you busy? Just give them calendar, let them go to your calendar, let them find the empty slot with you, and then let them just book it, right? And then once they book it, it's even interesting. Get them to pay for your service, right? Once they pay for your service, all you're going to do is you are done, right? Simple 3-step, get them to where they need to go and get them to just be done with it, right? So what you can do is, if you have scheduled meeting and they have already scheduled meeting for you, you are not spending time haggling around. You are not spending time sitting at your kitchen at 11 p.m. trying to reschedule the appointment, trying to find the slot and whatever not. You already have a system in place. And this is doable, guys, and this is so easy today, right? There are systems and there are tools, and it is one link. They choose the slot, you show up, and you close the deal, and you work. Okay? Now, the next is what we are talking about, the recap of the simple 3 steps I mentioned to you when I start the session. That is 3 steps only that you need to open up your front door. Okay. First, set up your digital shop. And this is where you build your foundation. This is how people find you, right? Be found, as simple. 2, create conversations along the way to build your authority, to show them that you are the master of your space. You have something unique to offer. Let them resonate with you, right? Every conversation is a nudge forward for them. This is a process where you build trust. Once you build trust, this is where it beautifully then transforms into your ka-ching cash register. Get paid. And when you get paid, it's done. One framework. The framework is still the same. The only thing that changes is your unique value proposition. The uniqueness that you bring is yours. It's nobody else's. People can have the same business. They can be running the same topics. We are all, might be all the trainers, all the coaches, but each one of us will have a unique position. All of them will be property agent, but our agent is a specialist in terms of first home buyer. So that is his uniqueness. So find your uniqueness and shine out with your uniqueness. All right. Now, let me paint you this. Imagine now, it's 11 p.m. and you are asleep. A stranger finds your page, downloads your guide. Your system follows up automatically because now they have the email ID and WhatsApp. Now you wake up, you have 3 leads in your bucket and you have 1 booked appointment. Did you do anything? You didn't do anything. You just set it up. The system runs. The system did everything for you. And you have a deal in hand. It's your job to convert the deal now, right? With this, and exactly with this is what I am inviting all of you to join me for a free 2 days masterclass. And this is called Build an Online Presence that Works While You Sleep. Now, when we are talking about this, you saw the method, the framework. The framework is the same, but we will give you hands-on how to achieve this in this 2 days free workshop. It's a free 2 days workshop, okay? And this is one simple funnel where we are going to be converting your invisibility to discoverable and to a value, which then you can turn into a cash register. All right. Now, for any of you are concerned about being techy and whatever not, trust me, today it is absolutely no tech background required. It is all about just talking simple, basic English as though you are just telling somebody beside you to do and execute something. You just have to do the same with online and it gets the job done for you. That's how beautiful this is. Okay. Now, what we will be covering in this 2 days workshop. First one is invisible to visible. We will be building your digital shop. We will be building one simple funnel for you. And there is no technical skill required. This is plain paper, pen on the first day. Okay. Once you have established this unique positioning of yourself, then we will start working on your second day program. And the second day program is pretty much aimed in terms of to bring your visibility to a value. This is where you are making money. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we're going to start automating your follow-up. We're going to do the AI is pretty much going to do all the heavy lifting while you can peacefully sleep and not worry. Okay. And when you wake up, while you have your coffee, you're going to have a business that runs while you are asleep. Okay. Now, if you are happy with this, please do come and reserve your seat. You can scan the QR code and you can type sleep in the chat if you have got the QR code and you can scan it and you can access it. Type sleep in the chat.
Awesome. Great. Thank you very much, Sri. You can head on over to scalendo.com/Sri. The link is in the chat to secure your seats to the 2 days masterclass with Sri to build your online presence and get all those leads coming in while you sleep. Awesome. Great. Awesome. 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 So head on over to scalendo.com/Sri. The link is in the chat.
Thank you, Chinyu.
All right. Thank you very much, Sri. Okay, so make sure you secure your spot over there, fully sponsored. Her session will be happening in October 26 to 27. Awesome. All right. So up next, we also, would like to help and support the parents within our community and to share with us in tonight's session on the topic of parenting in this current crazy age that we are in. We have Ki-Hun, who have not only decades of experience within the corporate industry and climbing up the ranks, but she is also a teacher as well. So without further ado, let's give a warm round of virtual applause to Ki-Hun, who will be sharing with us next.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Ki-Hun, and thank you, Chinyu, for introducing me. Okay, today I'm going to talk about helping parents and helping parents and teens get straight into the AI world and how to enhance and grow and establish a groundwork for growth. So what we are going to do today is we are going to do this Next Level Creator Lab. It's a teen bootcamp for the AI era college transition, and we are going to help parents and teens get right up to speed. How many of you have today used AI in the last 2 weeks in your life? Can you share with me? Type 1 if you have, and type 2 if you have not.
Awesome. And Ki-Hun, could you kindly toggle the slideshow presentation?
Oh, sorry. Wait, huh? Yes, sorry. Okay. Now I can't see the chat. Okay. Yes, I think most of you all have answered yes. What about your teens? How many of you know that your teens are also using AI in their life? Type 1 if you do know, and 2 if you are working with them on AI. So from here, I think most of you have answered yes to the AI challenge. But what I like to, 1 minute. So what we have seen today is actually, we are seeing kids that are about to enter a world where the rules of preparation for college and universities have totally changed. And what about the parents? Have you, as a parent, thought about that? Today, the rules of being prepared for college is different. What used to work is now no longer available. We have now changed tremendously. In the past, what used to work, being prepared means we get good grades, we have a very good resume, we are very active in sports so that we can get scholarships or be on the top of the college list. And we know what to do. But nowadays, today, it's entirely different. Why has it changed? What has changed it? Everybody knows it is AI. But what does it actually mean for parents? Right now, when you want to prepare your teens for college, what do? You Google college preparedness. You ask AI for answers. But is this enough? What is happening right now today? Are you aware? Because right now, to a large extent, most people do not know that colleges are now revamping all their courses to adapt to AI. Because as we all know, AI is now going to change the way the world is big to change the world that of working. Many jobs will now be lost. So what does that mean in college? What does that mean for universities? All right. So actually what's happening now is that colleges are now redesigning courses. Courses like coding is now irrelevant with AI. Courses for journalism has to be reevaluated because now, I'm sure you all know, AI can write better than most of us. The only problem is it may not have the experience like us, but if we were to input the experience, AI would be able to write better, much, way better than all of us. And today, I'm sure in your work life, everybody now assumes that you will have AI fluency. Can you use AI? Is always a question. How fast can you do this? How can AI help you to do your work? This is actually what is happening in the marketplace. Don't you agree? If you agree, type 1. If you don't agree and it has never happened to you, type 2. Yes, and I think together, parents and students, they all share this trait. Right now, we are all struggling with AI. What we learn today changes tomorrow. And that is very difficult for us all to catch up. So what we need to do is we need to really scale up fast. But what are we doing? We are just Googling, asking ChatGPT, asking Chat to help us, finding which is the best AI tool to give us the right answers. So is that the solution that we want to do? we should learn that AI literacy is not about just learning the tool. It is very important to be able to think what is thinking and to be able to think even when the tool is thinking for you. Teaching AI across the curriculum is about sparking curiosity and building critical thinking, which currently our schools do not fully concentrate on because there is not enough time nor not enough counselors to do this for us. So what can we do? So we have built, therefore, a boot camp to be able to do what is missing. And it is in direct response to what our college advisors and employers are asking for right now. Why does it matter? It really matters because I'm sure you all agree we need to build habits early. Building habits early for college among our teens is a very important, crucial part of foundation building because when kids enter the mainstream of universities or college, they enter it without the parents. The parents are not in the room. A lot of them have to walk the journey alone. And that can be very difficult. So, as parents, we need to build and develop habits early for the children, for our teens, so that they are able to stand independently. Otherwise, they will have to learn it the very hard way, like what happened to me. I learned it the very hard way because suddenly you're thrown in. You don't have to attend classes if you don't want to. There's nobody asking for homework. Everything is free and easy. But if you don't have a system, then you will falter and fall if you are not careful. So what does that? So with this camp, the gap will be closed because with AI capability, we will be able to move faster. And building early is always a compounding advantage. Don't you agree? So what does this entail? So you picture your teens 9 to 12 months from now. What are they going to do? What will they be expecting? And how will they cope with all the things that they will be doing if you are not there, if the parent is not there? Yes, AI can help. AI can give some tips. They can Google. But what we want to build before then with your teens is to build a system where they can think for themselves and so that they don't have to scramble and they don't have to chase and chase to catch up to be on speed with the rest. So we are building this program so that your teen will know how to keep up. So now I pass it on to Ching Yu, who will introduce to us how you will join us on the 25th of August as a parent to share this journey for your teenager and for you as a parent, because we will give tips on parenting to parents as well on how to catch up with AI and how AI is going to change the way you will finance and how it will change the way you select and guide your teens on this matter.
Okay, thank you very much, Ki-Hoon. Let's give a round of applause to Ki-Hoon for this amazing share. And yes, for those of you who are parents and you would like to ensure that your teens, your children has the right foundations to succeed in the age of AI. Many teens right now, they are lost. They don't know what to do. One day they're being told to do this, another day they're being told to do that. And throughout the two hours that we will be having on August 25th, we will be getting you up to speed on how to parent in the age of AI and really getting a clear picture of what the future holds right now, because virtually every single day things are just changing so rapidly, and especially with our current economy, the politics, and things that the power plays that's going all around. Where do we invest our time, our education, and our money in for those that we love and care for? All right. So make sure you head on over to scalendo.com/parenting. The link is in the chat so that you can tap into this amazing session that we'll have with Ki Hun as well. All right. And we'll also be sharing with you more information about the boot camp that we are organizing together. Thanks once again, Ki Hun. Appreciate your sharing. And up.
Thank you, Chino.
Yes, welcome. And up next, we have Kamala, who will be sharing with us how to tap into our inner abundance by tapping into our money mindset and emotional intelligence. How many of you agree that when it comes to making money and building our wealth, the way we think, our mindset is really, really important? Type in mindset in the chat if you agree that it is really, really important, because Kamala has been coaching individuals from various backgrounds to help them get their wealth and abundance mindset in place in order to tap into the abundance that's readily available in our world today. So great to see all of the mindsets coming in. So without further ado, let's give a warm round of virtual applause to Kamala.
Hi guys, just give me a minute because my sharing seems to have some problem. Hi everyone, just hang on for a while I share my screen. All right, I think this should work. Can y'all see my screen? Okay, awesome. And let me also get my chat button. I did do all of this, and this is amazing how. Okay, awesome. So everyone, how are y'all doing? Are y'all enjoying yourself? Give me a 1 if you are, if you've learned a lot and you're doing well. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Atika. Thanks, everyone. So, guys, today I want to speak about something that's really, really close to my heart. This is something that I personally went through myself, and I was feeling stuck, and this is something I'm very passionate to share about it. So, let's just a little bit of introduction about myself. So, I come from the corporate world. And I have altogether, I just counted yesterday and I felt so old. I've got more than 30 years of experience. And I come from the project management background. So I'm always thinking about everything as a project. And one of the things that I realized when I was in my corporate job is that my project seems to always be successful, but there were so many things that I want to achieve on a personal basis that I felt that those things were not going very well. And I was always delaying them. And I used to think, why was that? And that's when it took me on a different journey. It took me on a completely different tangent where I left my corporate job and then I started looking deeply into what is it that I really want to do. And then I set out to be a coach, a trainer, an educator. And that's what I do now. And in my own personal journey, one of the problems that I wanted to solve was the money problem. Because I come from, I would say you can actually call me, I was like a B40 because I lost my dad when I was very young. And money was not easy. And I think I grew up with a very scarcity mindset. But I wanted to make money. And eventually, through education and everything, I managed to do that. But I always felt like I was chasing money and I could, and even if I was earning, somehow or other, some big expenditure would happen and money would just go away. So this abundance thing was a very personal project to me as well. And that's why, like now, one of the things that I want to do is I've created this movement called the Abundance Project. And what I found is that in order to tap into true abundance that sticks with us, it's not just about making money, it's about doing a few other things as well. How many of you have experienced what I've experienced? Like money comes, but at the same time, there'll be something and money will go out. Have you all experienced that? Type a E for me if you have shared that kind of experience that I have. Yeah, thank you. Now I don't feel so alone. So before we start, right, can you all just type this in? That's Dafasha is saying that I used it to repair my smartphone. Yeah, or buy a new smartphone. Somehow or other, right? Just when you get the money, your smartphone will have a problem. That kind of things. Guys, on the slide, you can see when it comes to money, I always something. Can you just fill that in? If you have multiple things, I always what? And just type that in and keep it. Or remember it in your head. If you can put it down on a paper or on your phone, that will be great. Otherwise, just remember what you said. We'll come back to that in a while. Yeah. Now, these are some people that I admire. Uh, a lot of them. And one of the things that I always think is, how are these people so successful? Like some of them are successful in multiple areas. One of the guys that I had the privilege of meeting is actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, I didn't really meet him. I saw him from the stage. There was one time he came to Malaysia and he presented. And if you know about Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is a little boy from a small town in Austria, and he wanted to be a bodybuilder because he went to a magazine and he saw, Mr. Universe. And somehow or other, he made that happen. And then he went to Hollywood and he wanted to be A-lister star. And he's not really the A-lister kind of person. I mean, he's big and he's got this accent. He speaks English. Until now, he still speaks English with an accent. At that time, people thought he would be better as a villain than a hero, but he didn't want it. He wanted to be a hero, and he wanted to be the kind of hero where his name actually comes up before the movie. And you know what? He made that happen. And then he went into politics. And when he went into politics, he realized that he cannot become the president of the US because he was not born in the US. The biggest role that he can play was the governor, and he chose the biggest state, which is California. And he did 2 rounds of it. And now he's on to another goal. So all these people, right, how is it that they can create and recreate success? So one of the things I like doing is actually studying them. And what I found the difference between them and most other people is that most people, it's not a knowledge problem. Honestly speaking, right, guys, please answer honestly in the chat. Do you already know what's the correct thing to do? Type a Y. If you already know the correct thing to do, you have the knowledge. Yeah, Sangeeta says yes. Anyone else? It can't be that only Sangeeta knows what's the correct thing to do. Like, do you know all the things that you're supposed to do, like eat healthy, stop sugar, exercise daily? Do you all already know these things? Many of you, do you know you have to save, how to make money? You have to save, invest, make sure that if you're an employee, you negotiate for the best pay. So many of you already know these things. Knowledge is not really the problem. The doing is the real problem. Would you agree? If you agree that doing is the real problem, please type a D on the chat. Yes, thank you, Sangeeta. Yes, doing is the real problem. If you can only do the things that you say you should do, all the stuff that you all write down at New Year's resolution, right? If only you could do it, me included, all of us will be extremely successful, right? So the gap between the knowing and the doing is where the real problem lies. And it's a wiring problem. It's not a discipline problem. It's a wiring problem. Most of the time, when we talk about money decisions are emotional decisions, like wearing a suit. A lot of us are making emotional decisions when it comes to money. And the reason is because we are not able to regulate our emotions. So the real answer to this is emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, all those skills. Because we let fear lead us. Many of you let fear stop you from getting paid for what you want, stop charging what you're worth. Many of you feel guilt when people give you something you don't feel like you deserve it. You're also feeling guilty about wanting greater things in life, wanting that to stay at the 5-star resort on your next holiday, wanting to travel business or first class, wanting to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire, and you just don't think that's right for you. And the other thing is scarcity. You always feel like you will not always have the good things in life, and that makes you do one or two things. One is you tend to cling on to all the old things. Your cupboard is full of clothes that you've never worn. Women are guilty of this. Or you tend to overspend because you think that this is the only time that you get to enjoy it. Walker's voice. What's that, Darfarsha? Walker's voice. I'm very curious what you wrote there. So Sangeeta, you can identify with me, yeah? So that's really great. So the thing is, like, when we are pushing and doing work or learning so much and doing and doing and doing, it's like driving a very powerful car and keep on upgrading the car. But what we really needed was the steering wheel. We have to replace the steering wheel. And that's what learning about emotional intelligence is all about. Now, there's this fixed mindset versus growth mindset. It was actually Dr. Carol Dweck. She was a professor in Harvard, in Columbia, in Stanford, and she studied in Yale, I think, her PhD, all the top universities. And she came up with this saying that people either have fixed mindset or growth mindset. Now, those people I pointed out in the picture earlier, they definitely have growth mindset, or they would not have been able to achieve all those things that they did. And if you're having a fixed mindset, especially if it's fixed mindset about money, you tend to have this kind of stories in your head. I'm just bad with money. I'm not a numbers person. People like me don't get rich. Or some people even say bad people do bad things. Bad people cheat. Rich people cheat. Money don't grow on trees. Most of the money that we have used in our lives came from some form of tree. Yeah, either it's paper money or it's seeds or anything. A lot of it actually came from trees. So it's not true. And people with growth mindset, they will just think when they can't do something, they will say, I haven't built the skill yet. Or they will say something like, this is learnable. I can update this story. I can change my life. I can do it differently. This mistake does not define me. I'm going to do better next time. And what the good news is, the really, really good news is, beliefs can be unlearned and beliefs can be rewired with things that serve you. And why beliefs are so important and growth mindset is so important. This is an example. Michael Jordan, in the 90s, he was one of the top basketball players. And he said this. He said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. And I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. This is growth mindset. This is someone who can see failure and use it as stones to step on to achieve the next thing. Yeah, the Fansha. It's mental resiliency is the key. That's so true. Absolutely. So, what you wrote down earlier, right? You don't have to tell me, but what you wrote down, if that's the old story. If it's a positive one, then that's good for you, but also uncover because there could be more than one. And this story is actually driving. If you had done this exercise quickly, you would have gotten the actual story. If you took time to think, then your conscious brain would have rewritten it in a nice, positive, acceptable manner. But what we are looking for is we are looking for the real story that lies deep inside. See, everyone, our brain is actually made up of multiple places that direct our lives. We've got the neocortex, which is the clever brain. This is the one that wants you to be a multimillionaire, wants you to have all that wonderful things in life. But this is a very small percentage of your ability to do things. It gets to set the goals, but the ability to actually do things comes from the bottom part, which is the limbic brain and the reptilian brain. They control more than 95% of how our life turns out every day. And these parts of the brain, they're emotional or they're safety and security conscious. And they don't like change. They like the comfort zone. That's why every time you set a goal and you try to move out, self-sabotage happens and you come back into the same place. Happened to me, happened to many people. That's why awareness is so important to pick these patterns up. You see, we are like an iceberg. What we see outside as a behavior is a very small part. But down there, what directs the behavior is actually our values and beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions. And it's a causality from bottom up, which means that your values and beliefs create your thoughts. Your thoughts create your emotion, and your emotion will result in behavior that's visible outside. Yeah, Dafansha. I'm glad you have the awareness, yeah, because that's the first step to change. So that's amazing that you already realize about self-sabotage, because without it, we cannot change. So this is already progress. Now, the story lives in the subconscious, and it's so important to uncover the story, and especially money beliefs. And I find, honestly speaking, money is one of the easier things to change, but it is, you need awareness to understand all the negative money stories that has been implemented. Most of them, believe it or not, has been with you since before the age of 7. Things that we hear from our parents, things that we hear from TV, or watching somebody else's experience, all this has created these things. And we have to rewrite uh, the news story. So the gap between what you want and what you do is where your subconscious is quietly running the show. And this is where we have to rewire the subconscious to run a positive program, a program that helps us to actually reach our goals. So what I'm trying to say is you're not stuck. You're just wired in a way that you don't want it. And wiring can be changed. Nowadays, we know something that's called neuroplasticity, and this is great news. We only discovered it, I think, about less than 30 years ago. And our brain rewires throughout our life. And we also know something, when something fired together, it wires together. So we can use this to rewire ourselves in a direction that we want. So this is excellent news. And we also know on the other side, whatever you may think logically and rationally and set the goal, when emotions, especially fear, comes in, fear will beat logic. No question about that. So, especially for money, right? If you have money stress, I promise you, you'll make wrong decisions in life. Money stress is one of the main reasons marriages fail, relationships, all sorts of relationships break down. People do stupid things, you know, all sorts of unsavory and also very sad outcomes come out of this. So stuck is a pattern, it's not a personality, and it can be rewired. So one tip I can give you right now is every time you say the word I always or even I never, see what comes out of it, especially for your money stories. And then ask yourself, is this really a fact? Or is this just old wiring? Because we know what is true, right? True happens all the time. But if it just happens to you, then it's probably a belief that can be changed. because I promise you, you're just as good as all those people that I showed you just now. If only you can bring that to awareness and you can rewire yourself differently, you would be able to achieve all those things. And I personally have experienced it since I left my corporate job. It was such a scary thing, such a scary decision to leave. But by rewiring myself, I realized I could create the life that I want. And that's really a positive thing, that we are not trees. If we don't like where we are, we can move, we can change. So you don't need more information. What you need is to update that operating system that you never chose to install in the first place. You're running on something that you never chose. It's like, imagine that you're having one of those old Nokia phones and you want to download the most current app. That phone will not be able to run the current app. And then you'll think that you have a problem. But actually, it's just that operating system needs to be updated. And it's something that we have to keep on updating. And that's the work that I do. I've worked with so many clients ever since I became a coach. And I work on updating their operating systems so that it flows seamlessly. You know the feeling, right? When the operating system is updated and your memory is clear, everything runs so much more smoothly, nothing lags, and you can do much more. Every time you upgrade your phone, you realize you can do much more, right? That's the exact feeling that you will get with this kind of shifts. So the thing is, the good news is you will get to experience more of this in September. So I'm running a 2-day masterclass. It's free. I think Ching Yu and the team may share more about this later. But in this masterclass, I will be teaching you how to understand the power of subconscious. I mean, it controls more than 95% of your life. You need to become friends with it. And also, more importantly, understand that money stories and solve it for good. Don't let them run on autopilot. Start directing it. And to understand the power of neuroscience and also the power of growth mindset and how to use both of this together to rewire your path to what you want, to create the life that you desire, create a life of abundance in all areas of your life, not just money, but all areas of your life. So if that's something that you would like, and I'm so eager to share that with you, please join me on September 21st and 22nd from 8 to 11. It's completely free, and I look forward to sharing more. We didn't have much time today, but that 2 days, we are going to have lots of time, and I promise you, you're going to experience something of immense value. So thank you, everyone, and I will hand this back to Ching Yu.
Thank you very much, Kamala. Let's give a warm round of virtual applause to Kamala for the amazing sharing in how to rewire our mindset and to really uncover all of the underlying patterns that are keeping us stuck. So you don't want to miss out on this 2-day abundance project together with Kamala. The link is in the chat. Head on over to scalendo.com/Kamala to secure your seat to the 2 days abundance project happening in September. We are really looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Kamala, for the amazing share and for sharing and sponsoring these 2 days for our community. Awesome. All right. So right now, my question to you is, how many of you are ready to make money from the markets? Give me a $sign in the chat if you are ready to make money in the markets, because you don't want to miss our upcoming session. And for those of you who happen to be joining us on the live stream right now, we will be shutting down the live stream very soon. And this is your last opportunity to join us in the webinar at scalendo.com/TGWR to catch this insights on how to automate your daily options income, even in a crazy environment and market right now. Great to see all of the $signs that are coming into the chat, because up next we have Terence Tan, who is the founder of the I'm Possible Investors Investing School and creator of Asia's first income investing program designed to help retail investors generate consistent stock market income without needing a large capital. And since 2011, Terence has guided thousands of students to collectively earn over $5 million in investment income, making I'm Possible one of Asia's most trusted and results-driven investment programs. With over 20 years of experience in stock options, futures, commodities, and forex trading, Terence is widely regarded as one of the most well-rounded trading educators in the region. He has coached DBS Bank Singapore and even lectured in the Diploma in Wealth Management program with Singapore's Entrepreneur Resource Center. And he is also a former athlete, elite athlete, a 6-time Southeast Asian Games gold medalist with the Singapore water polo team, right? And how many of you would love to download that winner's mindset? Type in win in the chat if you would love to download Terence's winner's mindset, right? Because Terence believes stock market success is not rocket science. It's about applying simple, proven processes. And his mission is to help everyday retail traders achieve financial freedom through structured mentoring and hands-on guidance, even if they're just starting with a modest capital. So if you're ready to click and collect your automated options wealth, get ready right now. And let's give a warm round of virtual applause to Terence Tan.
All right, thank you very much to you. All right, now, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And, all right, I would like to thank the previous speaker with whatever she shared, because fear is the motivation. Fear is causing a lot of issues, all right? And, all right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take everything, every single one of this thing that's stopping you from getting what you want, all right, from the stock market itself. Yeah, okay, now, so another quote that she actually kind of showed over here was the one by Michael Jordan, all right? You fail so many times so that you can end up succeeding, all right, at the end of the day. All right, now, so today in this session over here, right, if you have ever dreamt of succeeding in the stock market, if you have ever dreamt of being successful with your trades, with your investments, right, okay, then I'm going to be the one over here who has done all the failing for you, right, so that you don't have to go through the entire process. Sounds good? All right, okay, now, so if that sounds good to you, then let's begin with our click and collect. All right, now, so what do I mean by a click and collect over here, right? Because the previous speaker before that was talking about the AI world, right? Now, so the AI world has changed how we do things and how we can do things more efficiently as well, right? And that definitely includes trading, all right? But, okay, what I want to be very, very clear up front is this, all right? Okay, if you think you can just suddenly adopt AI and create your own trading robot overnight, all right, okay, I have bad news to bear with you. Right? It doesn't just happen like that. Why? All right, okay, just imagine this, right? Okay, you want to have AI create something for you, all right? Okay, first, you need to have that knowledge so that you can ask AI the actual correct question so that you can end up with the project that you really want. All right, now, so when it comes to creating a trading robot, if you don't even know how or what a successful trading strategy looks like, all right, you really think you can create a money-making bot just overnight? Right? And that is the real challenge over here. So this is exactly what I mean by me doing all the failing, because I've been a trader for more than 20 years. Right? I've created so many different trading systems. Some of them work really well. Some of them are just, point blank, didn't work at all. Yeah, okay, now, so what I've done over my journey is I've kept all those things that work, right? And then now, leveraging on AI over here, I can give you the best where, all right, you can just click and collect. Yeah, okay, now, so if this sounds great to you, then let's begin. Why? Because in today's webinar over here, imagine this scenario, all right? If I tell you to stop trying to guess, all right, and instead choose to unlock a proven trading framework that actually delivers to you, all right, a $200 a day profit, a $200 a day income, all right, and you can start to do this with as little as just $1,000, right, in your trading account. Right? How many of you would absolutely love to achieve this? Right? Okay, if you love to achieve this, can you type a heart sign over here or type the whole word LOVE inside the chat box? All right, okay, go ahead and type it. Let me know this is something that you want. All right, now, and this is a very important process. Why? Right, like the limitations that was being mentioned just now, right? If you are not even willing to let it out, if you're not even willing to say, right, that this is what you want, then you think you're going to deserve to have it? No. All right. If it is really what you want, just type it out. Just tell it, to the universe. Just tell it to the world, this is what I want right now. Okay, let me have it. All right, okay, because when you do that over here, you're liberating yourself, you're liberating your goals, your dreams, right? And my job tonight is to give you all the information, all the possibilities, right, for you to make the best decision you can, right, to bring yourself forward. Yeah, okay, so that's really what we're going to do over here. Great, all right, okay, so some of you are really typing in, some of you are typing in great details as well. I love that, all right? Now, so the key of tonight over here is helping all of you, right, who are really listening to me right now to learn how to make more while you're doing less. And isn't this exactly what the new universe is about? Yeah, okay, now, we created AI not to kind of kill humans, right? We created AI so that our lives can actually be easier, right? Now, so you can fight it all you want, but we can't deny that it's definitely here to stay, right? So rather than put on a fight, why don't we learn how to make it useful for us? How can we make it productive for us? Yeah, okay, and that's what we're going to do in tonight's session. So tonight it's about putting the whole strategy, right, on an autopilot mode, okay, where this thing that we have created can actually trade for you, right, on a very reliable standpoint. Because you're not going to trade it blindly. You're actually going to know how it works. You're going to learn how the system works, how it trades, why the success rates are so high before you rely your money and let it do its work for you. Yeah, okay, why? Because when your money is working for you, we have heard this all the time, right? You get all the time you want, right? And isn't this why you're trading to begin with? Isn't this why you're trying to go to the stock market to begin with? Right? Many of you don't really love the process of being a good trader. You just love the outcome that comes out of it, which is trading and making money. All right. Now, so if that is really what you want, then I've got a system that works for not just you, right, but everyone out there, right, who feels you deserve, right, the money that the market can give you. Right. So before I begin my session over here, I brought on a student. His name is Daryl over here. I want you to see, right, that as an absolute beginner, right, how in the next 60 days, right, if you adopt, right, the system that I'm going to share with you tonight, right, how the way you make money, right, and the way you lead your lives after that is totally going to change, right? So let's listen to what Daryl has to share with all of you, right? And then going on after that, I will show you what I built, right, and why it's going to change your life, right? So here's Daryl and his experience, right, with the X Factor journey. Everybody, here's Daryl.
I attended the bootcamp in March. Then in April, 1st April if I remember, I did my first live trade and it was a win. And you know what? Despite all the market volatility and tariff news, I still saw wins consistently. It's because the strategy works. And it works straight out of the box. By the time I was close to my 50th trade, I had already achieved 100% ROI. That, my course fees was already paid for. And by the time I hit my 60th trade, the 60-day challenge or 60 trade challenge, I was around 142% of my ROI. All this was while holding on to a full-time job. Because the system was clear, structured, disciplined, and there's no guesswork required. And best of all, there's no sleepless nights. For me, I finally found a mentor who taught me how to fish. And I can apply whatever he taught me immediately. So if you're still searching, my story resonates for you. You need to take the first step. It's going to be the hardest, but it might change everything. Terrence, thanks for everything.
All right, now, so thank you very much, Daryl. All right, and all of you have heard what he has to say. All right, and taking the first step is obviously the most difficult. Right, but my job today is to give you all the reasons, knowing that you're going to take the first step on very what we call steady grounds. Okay, now you're not going to do it blindly. Why? Because whatever I've built today, right, has gone through test after test after test after test, right, okay, to show you that no matter how the market behaves, right, you're going to be able to use a trading system that we built that's gone through all the tests and still end up making money. Right, so let me begin by what I showed Daryl, right, almost 1.5 years ago when he started this journey with us. Right, now, so this was what Daryl did together with us, right, okay, and all right, what made him begin this journey. Right, so I showed him that we tested a trading strategy, right, for over 3 years, right, using a way that we trade options over here, right, and then, right, out of 2,400 trades that we could have done during that 3-year period, right, this trading strategy itself produced 1,811 winners, right, and despite that, right, if you choose to start an account with $6,000 in capital, right, okay, this account would have produced a $25,000 profit, right, in the same 3 years itself. Now, so if you actually work that out, right, you would see that this strategy actually has a 75% win rate. And not just that, right, using a $6,000 capital, right, you have more than, right, 5x, right, your original capital. All right, okay, now, and when you 5x your original capital, many people think, Terence, that may not be enough at all. All right, okay, but when you flip it around, you can also say that, hey, when I 5x my trading capital, now I can actually trade a size that is 5 times bigger than what I was beginning with. All right, and that's where we talk about the daily income. Right, because if you're doing one single trade every single day in the market, right, and that trade makes $200 a day for you, right? Did you realize that you are already creating, right, a 4,000 US dollar a day, 4,000 US dollar a month in passive income? Right, now, how many of you agree 4,000 US dollars over here is definitely something that's enough for you? Right, okay, if you agree that it's enough, can you just type 4K in the chat box? Okay, now just type 4K over here if you feel that it's enough for you. Right, doesn't matter if you agree that it's not enough. All right, okay, you don't have to type anything. But what I want to know is how many of you here feel that 4,000 US dollars, which is about 4, 8, 12, 16, 16,000 ringgit over here, right, is more than enough for you. Yeah, okay, all right. Now, if you feel that's the case over here, go ahead and type 4K in the chat box. All right, not one time, okay, 4K every single month, which is 16,000 ringgit. Okay, good. Now, we do have some. Yeah, okay, now, and if that is enough for you, do you realize you can stop just that? All right, okay, but as your trading capital doubles, do you realize that by trading double the size, you are now capable of making 400 US dollars a day? All right, and when you're making 400 US dollars a day, do you then realize you are now creating 8,000 US dollar a day, 8,000 US dollar a month in passive income? All right, and when we talk about 8,000 US dollars, now we are talking about 8, 16, 24, 32, 30,000 ringgit, right, a month, right, in your passive income. All right, now, why do I keep saying this passive income over here? Why? Because now, right, we have created a bot, right, that actually can do all the trading for you once you understand and believe in the strategy itself, right? You don't even need to have to lift a finger, right, and the trade can be done for you. Yeah, okay, and not have we just done that for Daryl. Right, over the past 1.5 years, right, we've constantly improved on the strategy, right, and now, right, where all of you are coming in, right, you are getting the biggest and the best version of the entire strategy itself. Why? Right, okay, let me show you just 2026 itself, right, the trades that we are getting, the profits that we are making, and the kind of win rates that our systems are now creating for our students. Right now, so this is one of the trades that we do over here, right, where we enter a trade at about 10 p.m. right at night when the US market is open, right? So every single day over here, from January the 2nd to January 21st so far, right, okay, we are executing about a total of 129 live trades, right? So it's literally almost one every single day. Yeah, okay, now, and, right, this is a trade size of just one option itself. Yeah, okay, now, and you will see that you are making a profit of $2,800, right, on an investment requirement of just 500 US dollars. Right? And do you realize that just making this return itself, right, you are already making 4 times, right, of your capital, right, in half the year. Yeah, okay, half the year, ladies and gentlemen, and you are now trading a strategy that has won 90% of the time. Right? The markets have been crazy. Everybody's scrambling to try to find a consistent way of making money. Right? And here I have it. Right? A system that has been tested, a system that has been run, right, on real prices that have been traded in the market, right, and it's proven over and over and over and over again, right, that it wins 90% of the time. Right? So you tell me, all right, okay, how many of you would like to lay your hands, right, on a system that's capable of making you profits like that? All right, okay, if you do right now, can you go ahead and type number 1 in the chat box? All right, go ahead and type number 1. If you are, you just can't wait to lay your hands, right, on making this money that you're seeing on the screen right now. Okay, go ahead, type 1. Thank you, Alicia. All right, Sangeeta, thank you very much as well. All right, okay, now, so this is what we're gonna do. All right, now I'm here with a very serious message for you. Yeah, okay, now we here, obviously, all right, we would love to become friends, but right now, in this first session, all right, I'm not here to become like your friend right now. We can become friends later. Right now, my job over here is to make sure that you can see where the money is, all right, and then I can take you to where it is. Yeah, okay, that's really my focus. That's really where my job is. All right, and after we have done that, after we have achieved that, right, then we can go on to do other things together. Yeah, okay, now, so tonight in this session over here, my job is to share with you what we have called the next big opportunity in the marketplace. All right, now, so the next big opportunity in the marketplace is happening here and is happening right now. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have missed the chance to make big bucks, right, into buying meme stocks during the COVID time, right, it's gone. It's not happening again. If you missed the chance to buy into any cryptocurrencies, right, before Bitcoin ran to over $100,000, right, it's gone. It's not happening again. Right? If you missed the chance of buying